Imagine looking across a desert floor to see little but the mountains beyond and a few lonely structures seemingly out of place. Envision a town in its glory, stretched almost to the freeway, bustling with life and the dreams that make a town. The birth of Rhyolite was brought about by two prospectors, Shorty Harris and E.L. Cross, who discovered gold while prospecting in the mountains nearby. Starting as a two-man camp in 1905, Rhyolite became a town of 1,200 in just 2 weeks, reaching a population of 2,500 by June of that year. Over 2,000 claims were made, covering every piece of ground within a 30-mile area known as the Bullfrog District. Rhyolite quickly became known as a progressive cosmopolitan city, able to boast of growing to a level many cities in the East took years to accomplish. Licensed prostitution, however, financed the town's civic services, bringing women from as far away as San Francisco. A protest was soon lodged with the Board of Trade. The town authorities decided that the red light district must be segregated from the rest of the town, and boundaries were drawn from Amargosa Street between Broadway and Colorado, while the alley between Main and Amargosa was the western boundary. Only one of 7 partial structures still standing, the remains of one of the 3 schoolhouses caring for the education of the children in Rhyolite. The iconic train depot. One needs to envision the tracks no longer there. There were 3 railroad lines servicing Rhyolite. In 1906, the LV&T for Las Vegas and Tonopah. Later in 1906, the Bullfrog and Goldfield Railroad. And in 1907, the T&T, or Tonopah and Tidewater Railroad. After the town ended and the last railroad stopped service in July 1914, the old train depot was bought by N.C. Westmoreland and became known as the Rhyolite Ghost Casino, later to become a museum and a curio shop. The HD and LD Porter Store Foundation and partial structure. Customers were able to purchase groceries, clothing, accessories, and mining supplies, hardware, lumber, and other goods. The slogan was, "We handle all good things but whiskey." The foundation and partial structure of the Overbury Building and Bishop Jewelry Store. Note the vault in the middle of the structure, however not verified other than personal interpretation. A modern 3-story building with time-locked vaults in the basement and built with Italian marble stairs and imported stained glass windows. The Cook Bank was finished in 1908 with a cost of more than $90,000, equivalent to $2,450,000 in 2017. The building also housed brokerage offices and a post office. Just as the town, the John S. Cook Company Bank closed its doors. It is said crooked stock schemes and easy credit played a role in the town's outcome. Prior to Rhyolite having a jail, Lawman had to transport the offenders to a jail in Bullfrog at a cost of $15 a day to rent the horse rig. Rhyolite began to see the need for building its own jail. While Rhyolite was not as dangerous as some mining towns, there were 3 killings between October 1905 and October 1906. A possible 2-room brothel just east of the red light district. While prostitutes were not allowed to cross the boundaries, they could go as far east as they wanted out of town. Rhyolite is a scene today. It's hard to imagine such a town once stood before you. The highlighted areas indicate ruins still standing today. Imagine, if you will, stand at a ruin, and as you look across the empty desert floor, the town and life that once thrived, homes, shops, people, and lives, with an estimated population between 3,500 and 5,000. Structures, streets, alleyways, and people, all but gone now, as the desert reclaims the land. The financial panic of 1907 took its toll on Rhyolite, just as so many other towns, and was seen as the beginning of the end for Rhyolite. In the next few years, mines started to close and banks failed. Here lies those laid to rest for eternal peace, many forgotten if not for the curious, the passerby, or the visitor. Many markers now gone, with only a mound to be found. So sad. Remember those laid here, those who helped forge the West, for those who are no longer remembered.